If you'd like to see more of our videos, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube or follow us here on Instagram. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is January 15th, 2020, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, just one event scheduled coming out in the United Kingdom, a yearly CPI number coming out. That's an inflationary number. It's also a yearly number, so it makes it much more significant. You do want to know what's coming out. Now, looking at the markets, we were looking at the currencies, watching the British pound and the euro, possibly looking for a bounce. Okay, it's setting up a nice bull flag. We're going to look at that. And looking at the indices, Dow Jones pretty much tapers off yesterday. Nasdaq didn't have such a fantastic day yesterday. However, there are many stocks that are actually coming out with earnings, as you know, corporate earnings, quarterly corporate earnings are actually coming out, including Goldman Sachs, which is a big financial institution, UBS, Warburg, so Bank of America is also coming out, and these are stocks that we watch, so you do want to know these numbers are coming out later today. Now, looking at commodities, gold and oil resisting to break lower. I'm going to take a look at a couple of possibilities there, and looking at the stocks pretty much tapering off as well. However, let's take a look at today's trading and see what we could expect. So we're going to start here with the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart. You can see we consolidated around this 11-ish level, okay, and making ourselves a nice soft level, okay. We've been trading in quite a tight range, okay, between 111.08 and 111.38-ish level. It's a 30 pip range. Like I said, not much going on. But right here, okay, it does look like it's setting up a bull flag. That's the bounce. That's a retracement. That's the uptake, okay. So you do want to see if it does break this area, we may maybe get back to this 1170-ish area. Now, what's going to compel us to take us higher? Possibly the GBP, okay? If the number comes out pretty good today, this is a decent level for it to bounce. Now, I mentioned this the other day. This was support, and this was a good entry level right there, and that was where we bottomed out at 129.60-ish level. We're trading at 130.30-ish level, which is a nice 70 pips higher, okay? Now, if it does continue breaking out higher, especially if this inflationary number is good, we could continue going higher, okay? However, okay, if it does come out and it's not so good, and we break this 129.60, we could get back to this 127-ish level. Not even a wink of an eye could we do that, okay? So definitely can do that if that actually frustrates later today. Now, looking at the commodities, gold pretty much tapering off, but resisting to break lower. Okay, it doesn't want to break this 1541-ish level, excuse me, and wants to hold this area. Now, if it does continue to hold this area, we could see another bounce, possibly a double top, but there's several issues that could happen here, okay? As we're looking into the next couple of quarters, I do expect turbulence in the Dow market. So with that said, I do expect this to challenge this 1580, 1600 once again. Okay, now jumping into oil, same story. We're trading on our support trend line. Okay, we've been mentioned a couple of times, but if we do breach it, that's significant. Okay, very, very significant. Now looking at the Dow Jones, pretty much on a very, very, flat level right here. Trading between this 28,700-ish level and 28,800-ish level, but not breaking out higher. Now, what's not breaking us higher? The bank stocks. Okay, if we look at JP Morgan, had a nice bounce yesterday after good earning reports from Goldman Sachs, and then it just faltered right afterwards. So is this possibly a top? Possibly. Okay, now I'm starting to think possibly there is a top here. Okay, Bank of America, same story, didn't break out higher, and we are expecting some numbers coming out of there for the quarterly earnings there. Now, looking at the Nasdaq, still pretty strong. Okay, it did taper off a little bit, but if we look at some of the main components of the Nasdaq, they also tapered off. Looking at Apple, we sold off from our all-time highs from 315. Looking at Facebook, a little bit of a sell-off right there after hitting 2020. And looking at, 220. And looking at Microsoft, we did sell off from our 163. So the stocks are pulling back, okay? Which means that there are profit taking. And I do expect if we continue this pullback, we can continue further going into, especially into February, March, which we are expecting more turbulent times because we're going into a 6 months to 7 months period right before the elections for the next presidential term. So that is an important event that's coming up. So, all said and done, a lot of stocks are coming out with earnings today, so just be aware of it, especially the bank stocks. Okay, those are the most significant ones, including Goldman Sachs already coming out and having a stellar quarter, obviously. But you want to look for further confirmation. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.